Westport's Gorham Island. Well, they're all part of a new office complex planned for the 6 acres of land that jut out into the Saugatuck River. Tonight, the State Department of Environmental Protection holds a public hearing on the environmental impact of those plans. The hearing's at 7:30 in Town Hall. Developer Robert Silver agreed to include the walkway and canoe launch as part of an out-of-court settlement that allowed him to build on the island. And now time for sports. Billy, let me ask you, how did my alma mater do? Central Connecticut.
Central Connecticut? Well, Frank, they couldn't quite make it. Well, let me ask you this. He is 17 years old. He is now within 10 feet of the world record. The peak age for a shot putter is usually around the mid-20s, 24, 25.
Do you think he's an Olympic hopeful for 88?
I have never seen any high school kid who can throw a shot put like that.
Well, we wish him luck.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, still to come tonight, we're going to find out if the rain is going to stick around a while longer. Peggy Kaiser has the forecast.
Okay, and we'll see how a Stanford program is putting handicapped babies a step ahead before they can walk. We'll be back.
Too good. It is a little bit better, though. All right. Frank.
Okay. Finally tonight, we go inside a classroom that is teaching kids, in fact, infants, the basics. Not ABCs or finger painting, but things most of us take for granted, like simple movement and speech. It's a Stanford program for handicapped children, and it's a success. News 12's Jill McDonald paid a visit. It's starting next Monday. News 12 is moving to 5:30 in the afternoon.
And we'll be repeating each hour on the half hour until 11 p.m. For all of us here at News 12, I'm Sarah Arnold.
And I'm Frank Boris. Good night. Good afternoon, I'm Frank Boris, and here are some of the news stories we're following today. In Hartford, the governor will announce his plan to repair roads and bridges. Our Capitol correspondent Tom Bryady has that story. The state medical examiner and Easton Police have closed the books on a murder-suicide case of a striptease joint owner and his wife. And in today's Closer Look, I'll tell you about a treatment center that claims to cure arthritis. Joe Shoresleeve, Sarah Arnold, and the rest of the News 12 team will have that story at 6:30. I'm Frank Boris in the Channel 12 newsroom, and here are some of the stories we're working on for tonight. Bridgeport Police Superintendent Joseph Walsh is taking on yet another mayor. This time, the 72-year-old top cop is at odds with Mayor Thomas Busey. The issues relate to overtime budgets and walking patrols. Meanwhile, Park City Police last night captured a man they call a drug kingpin. Police say 24-year-old Victor Johnson was caught with nearly $3,000 and 600 vials of crack. In Washington, federal lawmakers have agreed to provide Stratford-based Sikorsky Aircraft with $40 million for Black Hawk helicopter modifications. The money comes from the 1989 defense spending bill. The Southwestern Area Commerce and Industry Association, otherwise known as SAISHA, has released the results of a public opinion poll on the relationship between state legislators and the business community. And we'll talk about a Wilton school that has received some very high grades. These stories, sports, and the forecast tonight on News 12. Good afternoon, I'm Frank Boris in the Channel 12 newsroom, and here are some of the stories we're working on for tonight. The debate over Connecticut's new AIDS ad campaign is growing. Catholic Archbishop John Whalen doesn't like the ads, which encourage condom use. He says they oppose traditional moral values. And Governor O'Neill has squashed one of the more explicit ads. Protestant leaders, meanwhile, are voicing support for the campaign. Area hospitals are granted some hefty rate hikes. A Westport travel agency gets raided by the FBI. Stanford Nature Center officials express shock over the bizarre killing of a zoo animal. 8 people are arrested in Stanford after police raid what they call a drug factory. And attention leaf watchers, we'll tell you where to call to find the best spots in the state to view fall foliage. These stories plus sports and weather tonight on News 12.
News 12, winner of 2 1986 ACE Awards, making it the most honored local cable newscast in the nation.
Good evening, I'm Carly Centrella.
And I'm Frank Boris. Topping the news tonight, thousands of homes are without power as of our 5 o'clock newscast. The man who Bridgeport police think killed the son of a Trumbull police sergeant was arraigned in Superior Court today. 23-year-old Omar Bahamonde was charged with murder.